Okay, Jeff Honor from Stockdale, Illinois. Jeff Honor driving that United Motors Model 3A. Now, he told about this thing on his software. Out right there, Jeff Honor.
This eyeball in there because just a touch shy of our
164.56. You got good eyes tonight, ladies. People focus all night. They just keep that stuff.
Where the hell was this lift going to go on if you go all night? I don't know where to go all night.
I hope they don't go to the wee hours. What do you think, Richard? You're ready? He's ready for anything tonight. Richard Hago and Flagman there.
I've had enough soda and water today in my wee hours, and they come pretty quick.
Yeah, Jeff Honor, 164.56, 164.56. Now, all the way from Oakwood, Illinois, Randy Lamb got this John. Right, I wanted to remind him that he didn't run right at Penfield the other day.
I remember he was upset because we had to have a farm all come rescue the John Deere.
He did. Yeah. Boy, you got good recollection today, too. Good eyesight, good recollection. Boy, Randy, you're a wow, looks like.
All right, listen to that familiar put with the John Deere.
Randy Lamb got the cyclone seed. This is the last year in the building with the cyclone. And if you notice, baby, it has a very slow year.
I noticed that.
He is just flying down the track. I just hope we don't run over Richard.
I think the Richard should use that stuff to get out of the way of that. Richard needs to leave it some time.
I didn't know the changes got this one run a little better, but also maybe not. I think he got the same flying ornament that he had a while ago at Penfield.
Now, I could tell at a glance he came up a little short from our first two forward.
You can tell that from here.
Yes, sir. Well, I think so.
He might have to get rescued.
Even our two first runner-up over here could agree with that. Just a little short from the first two, right? A little bit. I thought he was tall and big early. Put it outside. You know, a little short. But if I were right back up, that's what it would be fun.
It is a good sign because that way that international will not pull that down here on the side.
That had its place in over here every few months.
Okay. You do have up to 75 feet before you get to not go again. So Randy gets to try it again if he's got enough gas in the tank to go more than 75 feet.
Well, now that's just pretty darn nice. You know what?
Well,
That's sportsmanship.
We try to treat everybody well.
Yes, sir. You can't beat good sports like that. Everybody here wants to win, but we want to win fair and square.
We just hope he's got enough gas in that thing. Now he's backing up. I hope he didn't use all the gas backing up.
How many miles per gallon does one of those get? Or how many acres per gallon?
Now, something like that would probably get about 12 miles to the gallon, I think.
When you were
pulling a camper.
When you were growing up, did you ever have to take the tractor to pick up your girl and go out on a date, or did Dad let you have the truck?
No, none of the above.
None of the above?
No, I was really held back. Oh, here he goes again. You get plenty of smoke, so it's plenty rich, but yet again, Now, you can't quite hear it, but Randy Lanham is saying some words under his breath that you just can't repeat over the air.
Well, I don't know why. I hear him. It's the same words the preacher used last Sunday. He just rearranged them.
See, he threw his hat down, and that was a good Oliver hat that he just threw down. Doggone it, he says.
Oh, phooey. I saw that. I could read his lips. I think it was phooey.
I think I can. I think I can. I know I can. I know I can.
It seems to me the key to this one is going to be to have that John Deere pull but not have a rider on it. Every time he gets off, it starts right up and wants to go.
Maybe it's that drawbar is allergic to the sled.
It might be.
That might be the problem.
Makes you wonder if Larry's got her all greased up right, you know.
Randy pulled a distance that first time of 78 feet 11. So we'll give him 78 feet 11. What do you think?
I think if that's what that little black thing on the table says, that's what it is.
That's what Ashley's writing down.
If Ashley's writing it down, then that's got to be legit.
It's going to be
is.
official.
Looks like another John Deere backing up in front of Larry Stevens' sled.
Dave Kelsey from Allendale driving a 1948. It's also a Cyclone, so this is the first year that it is a Cyclone B. We'll see what he can do. I think that thing might, he got a little smoke too now. He also has that slow, low gear, just in case. John Deere B.
Well, I'll tell you what, that speed, you got time to go out and get a sandwich and come back before he's done, you know it?
The John Deere Bs, when they started coming out in 1934, all the way to 1952, they've made the most John Deeres of a B, and then John Deere A was second as far as total tractors built, if you count a B, from the unstyled all the way to the Cyclone B.
Did they make the B before the A, or did they go alphabetical?
They was the same time.
Same time.
A and a B, and then they come out with a Model G, a Model H, you name it. They had a lot of letters.
I was going to say, they got something against those letters they didn't use?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
They like to start at the top of the alphabet, though.
Now he's getting into some serious competition distance.
You know, one thing about it, Larry Stephen don't have to have his hat on backwards for these guys yet, does he?
Not yet. Not yet. That's how you know when it gets really exciting for him and Larry turns his cap backwards.
He just keeps on a moving. So Kyle Ham will get his tractor around up there in the cones. Todd Lemminger, and then Jeff Kelsey in that order. And then we'll be ready for 4,500 open We got 4 tractors in the 4,500 pound open.
With no speed limit, no turbos though in that open.
Here we go, Landon Potter.
Shut him down right in front of us.
I think Landon and Randy Lanham had the same gas tank in the tank. What do you think?
You think so? Got the same supplier, you reckon?
Yeah, I don't know, but maybe that same fly went from one tank to the other because there's a fly in the gas line, I think.
Something.
Where's Josh at?
You know, I notice sometimes when that sled's going up and down the track there, when it's pulling, sometimes Larry is seated and sometimes he's standing. Does that make a difference? No.
It don't make any difference because the seat and where he's standing is on the same platform.
All right.
So it don't matter.
All right. Well, I figure if that crossed my mind, it might on somebody else watching, and if they weren't too well versed in how that sled works, they might think, well, he needs to be in the same position for everybody.
Just put your mind at ease. There's no problem with that.
All right.
Okay.
My mind is at
There
ease.
you go. Well, if Kyle Hamill can't get there, maybe Todd with his 77 can get up there. We're waiting for one or the other.
When those good people at the Georgetown American Legion, the Dornblazer Post, came out and raised the colors, did that just kind of bring a little tear to your eye there?
Yes, it does. Every time it just really makes you stop and think what the people do that, keep our country safe, that we get to do things like we're doing here at the 80th Annual Georgetown Fair.
Fantastic.
It is.
We thank the Legion for everything that they do here at the Georgetown Fairgrounds, and what a wonderful group they are to come out here and help us raise the colors for this tonight.
So Todd Lemonacre, you could up if Kyle Hamill can't get up there. And then Jeff Kelsey, and then Norman Nieswanger, and then we're going to have the Purple Power, I think.
It's going to come out here and display its might.
I think purple is going to show its colors.
You know, they call it the Purple Power, but, you know, from a distance, it's more like gray is a more dominant color up there. Or is that just my eyes going bad with old age?
If I took the hood off, then you'd see. Okay. Yep.
We were just getting the word from the sled that we're going to take Todd next, I understand.
He's also driving an Oliver 77. Looks like he got a brand new set of Firestone Field and Roads on that baby. Brand spanking new.
I'm kind of thinking here, Russell, by looking at these lovely ladies that are still up here on the stage with us, that maybe the Queen or even some members of the court might want to go out there and be a part of the demonstration this evening, drive one of these tractors. Would you girls do that? Really? They're shaking their head, yes. I'll give them credit for that. They got gumption.
Yeah. We like that attitude, you know, just could do anything. Yeah.
You have to have that
Yeah.
in order to be in the Georgetown Fair Queen pageant. Isn't that right?
Here we go.
Yes.
Oliver 77 come out with Waukesha motors. It might say Oliver on the manifold, but it's actually a Waukesha, made in Waukesha, Wisconsin, is what they put in them. 6 cylinders.
Only
216 cubic inches in a 77.
I didn't think that was possible.
Chevrolet had a 6-cylinder 216 also for
Did they
years
now?
and years and years back in the day.
I
See
got-
that it says Oliver on the manifold?
I see that.
Yep.
Remember the first time you saw the word Waukesha in print and you weren't sure how to pronounce it? What was that, Waukesha? I see some slippage there. Look out.
Right there. Larry gets tough with them. 158.47 for Todd. So maybe we're going to have Jeff Kelsey up next if we don't get Kyle Hamill yet. And then Norman Nieswanger. And we're still looking for Kyle Hamill, and then maybe the Purple Power.
Now, be careful here, Russell. Now, look over there. Now, there's somebody from, looks like from WITY, tinkering around with that Purple Power tractor. He's not pulling some shenanigans, is he?
You never know.
You just never know. Actually, I do know him. I don't think there's a shenanigan bone in his body.
I think you're right. He's about as straight as you can get. Jeff Kelsey. See if he can beat Dave's distance of 185. We'll see if he can. It should pull exactly the same.
You would think so.
You would think so. But we will see.
That's where
We'll
the
put it
driver's
to the
talent
test.
comes
We'll
through.
put it to the test.
That's why it's just as much about the driver as the machine, correct?
It's a little of both. And then there's always luck. You got to have a little luck.
Oh, did anyone invite her this evening?
We hope Lady Luck is around. Well, there's Kyle Hamill. A little bit different part of the track. We'll see if that's going to pay off for Jeff.
What's he trying to do? Get out there and get a little bit firmer dirt?
He's hoping anyway. He's from Evansville, Indiana, so he's on that south side of the track just because he's from that part of the state.
He's down there used to driving on
but
clay. isn't
he did not do what Dave Kelsey did. 154.29, 154.29. Then it looks like we got Norman Nieswander from up in Iroquois County, Watseka area, driving an H. A lot of times he drives a Farm All M, but he brought the H tonight for 4,500 pounds. And then after a couple of these more, we're going to go to Brian Stockdale, Kenny Stockdale in that 4,500 pound open, and I see a couple of them tractors down there, so.
How many more we got lined up in this weight class?
We got two left.
Two left.
We got Norman Nieswander and then Kyle Hamill, and then we got Purple.
Is it just me, Russell, or is it getting thirsty out?
I think it's been thirsty all day.
Has it?
That's my take on it.
I
What do you
can
think,
really, I
Ashley?
can really feel it in the air.
It's
I mean, the
thirsty all day, or
level
you're
is
just
really
thirsty
going up.
tonight?
Just Thursday tonight.
Thirsty tonight. I'm thirsty tonight.
I see movement.
Norman Nieswander driving the Farm All H. When they come out with the Farm All H in 1939, all the way to 1952, the Farm All H and the Farm All M, they sold about 450,000 Farm All H's and M's together. A total 450,000.
That's a lot of tractors.
At least, yeah.
See, now, when you say 1939, you think Farm All H. When I hear 1939, I think Wizard of Oz.
That's right. Look what all happened in 1939.
That was a busy year. Isn't that what that witch said? I'll get you, my pretty, and your little Farm All H, too. That's not what she said? Okay.
Right there, runs her till it couldn't go no more. 157.32, 157.32.
That 186 point whatever is holding up pretty good.
Yeah.
I see why he kept that first pull and didn't try again. He must have known something.
He's been around the circuit a time or two. I think Dean Jones knows what he's doing.
It's not his first trip down the track, you're
That's
telling
right.
me. All right.
Kyle Hamill from Champaign driving a Massey Harris 44. This will be a 44 four-cylinder because they made a Massey Harris six-cylinder and a Massey Harris 44 four-cylinder.
Which one, in your opinion, is the best?
The four-cylinder
Because?
is overhead valve. The six-cylinder is a flathead. This is a more cubic inch to start with. This is 260 cubic inch, where the flathead was only 226.
Joe Doherty back there, he said flathead. He was talking tractors. He wasn't talking about you. It's okay. All right, okay. I just wanted you to understand, okay? All right.
Keep Joe calm back there. Keep Joe calm.
I just talked to him to make sure he was awake, but he did jump there for a second.
Lay your hands on him otherwise, Randy. Keep him calm. I hate to see Joe get nervous. Kyle Hamill, north of Champaign. After the war, the 44 was a very, very popular tractor for Massey Harris. A lot of them around this part of the world anyway.
Will they ever get shipped over to other countries?
Yes. They were.
I see some slippage starting there. Look out. Look out. Look out. He's going to get that flag drop in just a moment. There it is. That red flag says, hold her right there.
Burning them Firestones down. 171.74. 171.74.
Pull held up. That is just phenomenal.
It looks to me like Dean Jones is going to be our winner. We'll see what Ashley comes up with. I'd have to do my 5th grade math impression to get this done, but I bet she can do it just right now.
Well, you know, me and Jethro Bodine, we do know our gazintas, but that's about as far as it goes.
Oh, doggy, look at that boy Cypher.
I remember.
People have to watch the Beverly Hillbillies just to listen to old Jed.
They don't make shows like that. I remember one time when Uncle Jed talking about Jethro said to Granny, he said, that boy's got to be a heap smarter than he looks. And Granny said, "Pert near it has to be." Stu Sheets down there, you remember the Beverly Hillbillies, don't you?
Yes, sir.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, I want to make sure.
He was a loyal watcher, I'm sure.
He was a fan of Mr. Drysdale, that's the best I can remember, yeah.
He probably liked Miss Hathaway, huh?
Kind of had the warm fuzzies for her, too.
Oh, Ellie Mae was by. There we go. David Brown on the David Brown. If Larry Stevens take it easy on him now, we'll see. He's going to help him. That's what we need, a little
He's going
help.
to push a little bit, huh?
We need all the help we can.
Is that weight even moving? Yeah, I guess it is. All right. This pull
Oh, we're
doesn't.
getting a little smoke out of David, though, I tell you.
Hope they got a lot of oil in that. You know a lot about the upkeep of that tractor. Is that in about as good a shape as it can get?
Yeah, I use it on the auger yet.
Did you?
Yeah, oh yeah.
I know it does more than just show up.
I
at the
think he's going to
Georgetown Fair.
Cayuga. I don't know about you, but
Well, he's getting pretty darn close. If nothing else, he was darn near at the entrance to Forest Glen.
wow. Oh, Greg Solia has nothing over on David Brown because, man, oh, man, he went 242 feet.
Well, Solier took it around the track a couple of times last year.
Almost.
By
I'll
the
give
way-
you the rundown on that first 4,500-pound class. Dean Jones, number 1 on his Oliver 77. Number 2 went to Dave Kelsey on his John Deere B. Number 3 went to Kyle Hamill, the pull you just saw, and then David Brown just beats them all.
Hey, Brianna. Come up here just a second. I want to ask you something.
That's what I thought.
I know you were comfortable there. I was up on Danville's north side the other day, and I was in one of the fine dining establishments up there, and I swear I saw a congratulatory note or sign for you for winning the Georgetown Fair Queen. What's that all about?
Yes, so I am currently employed at Montana Mike's, and a few of my employees came out and watched the pageant, and they were so happy for me that they put congratulations to our server for winning the Georgetown Fair Queen.
They're going to have to come up with a special dish named after you now, won't they?
Right, we'll see about that.
It'll be the extra lean cut, all right?
Maybe.
Congratulations, though, again. I thought that was pretty neat that they would do that for you.
Yeah, I was very
Okay,
very
now we're
excited
in
to
the
see
open class,
So you got the week off,
4,500-pound
so you can
open.
hang
Now,
around
if
the
you
fair
notice,
there?
there's a little bit of difference
You got
here.
the
We got
week off,
taller
so you can
tires,
hang
and they're
around
going to
the
go a
fair?
lot faster and a lot more RPM.
Very good. I just wanted to ask you about that. I appreciate it. Congratulations again.
that.
Yeah, I just wanted you to know somebody did see it.
Yes, thank you.
Who's this burning up rubber that coming down the track there, Russell?
Right there for Brian Stockdale, 184.37, 184.37. That's the mark to beat right there.
How much did you say that was, Russell?
184.37. And Kenny Stockdale on a 77 Oliver. That was Brian's 88. Now we're going to go to a 77. And then Jack Crone and then Drake Edwards. So we got three Olivers and one International in this class. So here's the 77.
Just one international?
Just one International and three Olivers.
Boy, I tell you, if the international would beat out three Olivers, you'd never hear the end of it.
You never know. Kenny Stockdale from Hillsboro, Indiana. We'll see if he got the Oliver 77 tuned up a little more than the 88. Now, the 88 comes out with a little bigger motor. It has 238 to start with.
Boy, he got her fired up now.
Yes, he does.
That's Bubba's ride going down the track.
Plenty of power, plenty of RPM.
Yes, sir.
247.42, 247.42 for Kenny Stockdale. Unofficially, your new leader, so the 560 of Jack Crone's got his work cut out for him.
Where'd you say he came over from? Hillsboro, Indiana?
Kenny come from Hillsboro.
He wins this, they'll be talking about him over there tomorrow. Bragging
Oh,
on
they
him.
probably, yeah. 560 International come out in 1958. You could get it in a gas, LP gas, or diesel. All three.
And all three options from 1958?
To 1962.
They only had a 4-year run?
Well, a full 4 years, probably part of 63, and then 806 and 706 has come out in 63.
Do you have a memory from 62 or 63?
Sure.
Do you?
Yes.
What were you doing in 1962?
1962, what was I doing? Boy, I don't know if I can tell you everything. I probably come to the fair here in 1962.
You think so? Well, think it over and tell us after we see this. I know I lost sight of Larry on that one.
Yeah, I don't know where Larry went, but I think he stayed on there.
He was wearing a blue shirt at the start of that. It's kind of brown now.
274.92, 274.92.
That's not bad.
And then we should have Drake Edwards up next.
Come here and ask that again, and Russell will answer that for everybody. First runner-up. Ask that again.
I just asked if the difference between the 4500 class and the 4500 open class was that 4500 is all stock, 4500 is all modifications.
Yeah,
4500
just
open
about anything you can do to make it with the original motor, original looking motor, I should say. Original looking motor. Say, a lot of them got different carburetors, manifolds, and then they all got like these aluminum wheels and stuff to make weight, so they can hang weight on the front. They're doing a lot of things so they can have their weight balanced where they want it. That's what they're doing.
That makes sense. So the engine still has to have the same amount of dimensions, right? Like same cubic
It has
inches?
to look like it came in the tractor.
Okay, so basically it has to look the same, but you can modify it as
You
much as
bet.
you want. Okay, that makes sense.
You can
Thank
do
you.
a lot to it. It's just whatever the wallet can stand.
Understandable. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah, you bet. Good question, Billy Joe.
Well, Russell, you got yourself a new announcer here.
Yeah.
That's a buddy. I'm going to have to
I
step
think
aside.
maybe
That's a good
Billy Joe's
question.
going to help us. Well, I think we just got a new second place finish right there.
Did you notice the faster they go down the track, the faster they come to a stop?
That's usually the case. That was Drake Edwards from Waynetown, Indiana. So we'll give you the rundown here on that 45 open. Now we're going to go to 55 Barnyard. Brian Morgan, Randy Lanham, Landon Potter in that order. First three up in 5,500-pound Barnyard.
We hope everybody...
I didn't blow up the tractor, Russell.
I noticed that.
It was
But we
smoking
noticed
pretty
you
good.
was kind of messing with it down there. You was tweaking something again? What was you tweaking?
Well, I don't have the Russell Boer touch, but I tried to give it all it could have. I think it went quite a ways tonight.
It did. A lot of smoke. I don't know what you're doing to it, but
Well, he probably just put gas in it, Russell.
I hope he didn't put gas in it.
Whatever it takes for fuel. We teased Russell because he was driving it the other day and ran out of fuel.
Yes. Doggone it. Jack Crone was our winner in that 4,500-pound open. Jack Crone with the 560. Number 2 went to Drake Edwards, that pole you just saw. Number 3 went to Kenny Stockdale, and number 4 went to Brian Stockdale. 4,500-pound hot open. Now we're in that 5,500-pound Barnyard, and you notice the difference once again. These guys aren't putting aluminum wheels on yet.
I noticed that. These tractors still in their work clothes.
You got it.
Hey, we again want to thank the wonderful people at Farm Credit Illinois for being one of the sponsors making this Barnyard tractor pull possible this evening. Also, the folks at Wiffles Hybrids. We love having the participation of Chrisman Farm Center. And, of course, First Farmers Bank and Trust. Thank you to our fine sponsors so the WITY Barnyard Tractor Pull could take place tonight. That Larry's still shaking dust off of him. Do you notice that? Got his air hose out.
Yeah, this ain't his first rodeo, that's for sure.
No, sir. I wonder if there's dust in his soda out there.
That was Brian Morgan on his Super M 249.74. 249.74 for Brian Morgan. Sets the mark right there in 5,500-pound Barnyard.
So what's the mark to beat then in this class?
249.74.
All right, so he tied the leader then. That's what
He is the leader.
I recognize
There is
that.
no doubt about it right now who is ahead.
I was just wanting to see if I was paying attention. That's
I
all.
was paying attention.
Yep.
Now we got Randy Lanham on a Minneapolis Moline. Well, so this should be a little better than the John Deere B.
Just a little?
Well, we hope. We hope we got enough gas in this thing.
Yeah, you like that Minneapolis Moline. I think that's your tractor brand.
It is.
isn't
It's my tractor of choice right there. UB Moline come out in 1952.
Mm-hmm.
Same size motor in a Model U as the UB, 283 cubic inches in both.
So why did they make them two different models then?
Because you could actually sit up in this thing and you had a foot clutch instead of a hand clutch, and you could actually see where you was going on this one.
Uh-oh, that don't look good.
I think Randy just blew a head gasket. Somebody had to water the track. What do you think? Right there, anyway. Yeah, it might just been that top radiator hose, too. There's a top radiator hose, and then there's a water manifold up on top of the heads. It could be leaking from that area, too. You can smell that antifreeze. Hey, Turbo, you going to get that antifreeze? Work that into the track a little bit there, Turbo? Here we go. The man of the hour, Mr. Turbo himself, right here. Driving that Kubota. That come from Grub or not? Grub. Yep, it come from Grub Implement.
Right over there in beautiful Covington, Indiana.
Covington, Indiana, right downtown, right at the square, right at the corner of the square.
It's just off the southwest corner of the square.
That's right.
Ed Grubb over there got himself a fine place of business. And you know what? You like Minneapolis Moline. You ever get over that way, stop in to Grubb Implement and have Ed show you his old-style neon Minneapolis Moline sign.
I've seen it.
That used to hang out in front of the building.
I've seen it.
Pretty impressive. It's
It
pretty
is.
cool. Especially, did he light it up for you? He did for me.
Yeah, it was up. It was lit up for me.
Strange thing was, when he lit it up for me, I don't know, I just felt like a moth. I kept wanting to bump into it.
Dwayne and Eddie over there, they do a good job. And then, of course, we got the Massey Ferguson on the roller from Chrisman Farm Center. We want to thank the guys over there at Chrisman Farm Center for the Massey Ferguson.
You betcha. A place that John Craig has kept in order for many, 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 many years. He has just recently stepped aside and let some new people decide to make all those important decisions at Chrisman Farm Center right there along Route 1. Just
Here
south
we go,
of Chrisman.
Landon Potter driving the 88. We'll see if he got that thing worked out just a little bit more.
Of course, they were happy because I couldn't yell at them.
See, he hit that antifreeze spot. Good thing he got a break there.
That's not going to give him the right to cry foul, though, correct? Did you ever have that steering knob on the wheel of any of your tractors, Russell?
Oh, yeah, I put it on it.
What in the world happened there, buddy?
Well, I think the throttle shaft come out of the carburetor
Uh-oh.
and let it run wide open. There you go, Josh. Something for you to do yet today. It goes from the governor to the throttle shaft on the carburetor, and I think it just come off. That's what it sounds to me like.
I heard those.
Now, I don't know if JB or Bruce is under there as a governor, but there's something happening with the governor there, I think. JB or Bruce, one or the other, whoever's it going to be. What do you think?
I have learned in situations like that, just keep my mouth shut. But one thing other thing I've also learned is no matter what happens, it doesn't matter what it is, no matter what happens, you can always find somebody who just knew it would. Am I right or am I right?
Once again, the great Randy has spoken.
Great rhymes with weight, and that's the two words that go next to each other describing me. Great weight.
Sometimes the cotter pin just falls out, don't it? Yeah. That little cotter pin sometimes makes all the difference.
Is that what the problem was?
Yep, Landon went 116.94. 116.94. So Cameron Kuhn should be up here with a D17 Alice Chalmers. D17. Now this is a Series 4. They made 4 different series starting in about 1955, 56 time frame. So this one here is a Series 4, the last years that they built the D17.
We got us a horn, but we're not past that 75-foot.
That's the first horn we heard tonight.
That is the first one. Was that before the 75-foot cone?
Yeah, so it didn't really matter.
So it doesn't matter. So every time they make a new model series, they make that because it's supposed to be better than the first one, right?
Well, they kept the D17 number, and then they just kind of made it a series. So this is a Series 4. Spins are out right there. You know, Randy, I forgot to tell you, when Dave Brown pulled the Dave Brown.
Yes, sir.
I brought this jar just for him. Because when he won, well, actually he really won, but he really didn't get anything. Mm-hmm. But we're going to enter him in the Jelly of the Month Club. And with no jelly, so he's got to get this filled up from Pauline.
I hope putting him in the
Jelly of the Month Club.
I hope entering him in the Jelly of the Month Club doesn't get him in a jam.
What do you think? I think, you know, Jelly of the Month Club, and every month he can go back to Pauline and get it refilled.
Absolutely.
What do you think?
I think Pauline would look forward to the visit.
I think so.
That's
We're
a nice
thinking
looking
of you,
jar.
Dave, here. Why don't you take your Jelly of the Month Club jar?
Well, thank you, Russell. I'm honored to get this award.
Not everybody gets that. Chevy Chase is about the only one that I can tell of that really remember being in the Jelly of the Month Club on Christmas Christmas vacation.
Yeah, I can't recall anyone in my family ever having been in it. I know that.
It's a prestigious honor, I tell you.
That'd almost work for a sediment bulb, wouldn't it?
Specimen bowl, you said?
No. Okay. Randy.
I was going to say, that might be the jelly of the month, but you're only going to get a small taste out of a jar that small.
Bill Moore from Crispin with his Minneapolis Moline U. Now, here's a Model U, Randy. See where he's sitting on a Model U? He's sitting way back there on down.
Yeah.
And that UB, he was sitting up high.
Yes, sir.
Well, that's the only difference.
You're a tall drink of water. You'd probably prefer this one.
I do. I like the hand clutch.
Yeah.
Bill Moore.
There's a horn, but it's before the 75-foot cone, so it's okay. Now, having passed that cone, he doesn't want any more horns. He's allowed 2.
Plenty of power. Bill goes the distance of 235.66. 235.66. Now it looks like we're going to have Mr. Wesley Neff from Champaign on his Oliver 88.
You know that Larry Stephen does such a good job operating that sled. That's why he's in such popular demand.
That's right. He's going to be busy every weekend through September, I believe.
Including the weekend of September 8th and September 9th, when he'll be in charge of the sled at the 2018 Crispin Area Truck and Tractor Pull. A 2-day event down there that people can come out and watch and see. They're at Crispin, kind of on the north side of town there, right on the east side of Route 1.
Right across from the high school.
Right across from the high school. I know WITY is going to be down there for that one as well. You ought to come down and visit with us.
Well, we was there last year for a little bit.
Yes,
got
I
to
remember.
help you a little bit anyway, and then I had to leave early.
Right. I think something about wife said something about getting home early for once or something.
No, it was something else. I forget what it was, but I can't be in 2 places at once unless I'm going to be twins.
I've tried.
I know.
That's why I got as big as I am. I can be in 2 places at once because it's side by side, but you know.
Here we go. Wesley Neff from Champaign on his Oliver 88.
That's a nice, smooth sounding machine.
Oh, they got that Waukesha 6-cylinder in there. Smooth power. When Oliver come out with the 66, 77, and 88, they called them the 3 beauties, and then they had 3 gals from the office there in Charles City, Iowa. And one was a blonde, one was a brunette, and one was a redhead. They had the 3 beauties on the 3 tractors. So
Is that on a calendar somewhere?
Yes, on their advertisements.
Really?
Yes, it was.
You probably have a copy of that in your file.
I think if you go Google that, I think the 3 Oliver beauties, you would see them 3 gals if you would Google that.
Wouldn't it be nice to see a picture of them then and now?
I don't know if I'd want to see them now. They might be 6 feet under right now.
They might be. Well, or when they were last photographed, let's put it that way.
Wesley goes a distance of 253.95, 253.95. Unofficially, your new leader right there, Wesley Neff from Champaign. Getting a little smoke out of that. Now we got Chris Crow from all the way from Georgetown on his Super M.
Really? He came all this distance?
All the way from Georgetown to the Georgetown Fair.
My God, he probably had to leave, what, 4 or 5 minutes before this thing started to get here?
If he drove it anyway, he had to leave 10 minutes early.
Okay.
Yeah. Is that because he had to sign in? He knew he had to sign in.
You got to take that stuff into account.
I'm sorry, Chris. Chris Crowell. I'm sorry. I didn't see the L. Now it makes a difference. Crowell. There we go. Farmall Super M.
You're supposed to get that L on there. They told me when it come to tractor pulls, you were an L of an announcer.
Well, I see it now. From here, it almost looked like it could have been Chris Crow the first. I didn't know that was an L.
That's a tough call.
Now I know. But this is an early Super M because it's got the battery under the gas tank. The Super M that pulled first had the battery under the seat.
Under the seat?
They did that because then they started putting hydraulics on there and they had to have a place for a hydraulic tank. And that was under the gas tank where the battery used to be.
Ah. So is that the battery box under that seat I see?
No, the battery's under the gas tank.
Under the gas tank on that one, okay.
On the other one. On this one it is. On the other one, the battery's under the seat.
Oh, okay, okay.
He's got the original fenders on that thing.
You just can't buy good glasses over the counter, I'm telling you, man. You try as I might. He's got that front end raised up there. Look at that.
Yeah, he does. Just right. Getting all the bite he can. Had a new lease on life, and there it stops. Oh, man, so close. Unofficially puts him in third place the way it looks. 248.67, 248.67 for Chris Crowell. I'm sorry. Once again, I'm sorry. Mitchell Galloway is going to be up next. No, we got Kyle Hamill. He's going to be pulling next. He had a little trouble getting his weights on, so now Kyle's going to pull.
You ever had the honor of riding on a sled in action going down the track like that?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah? That's a whole different view, isn't it?
Yes, it is. Yep. Well, I operated a sled for a little while. About 1982, 83 time frame, somewhere in there.
Did you now?
A little bit, yep.
Did you own that sled yourself, or you hired a hand?
Part owner.
Part owner. Which part?
The tough part.
The tough part. The manly part.
That's it.
Okay.
So we'll see what Kyle can do with the 44 in 5,500. He was in 4,500. Now he's up in all them weights. See what he can do.
Is that a Mexican tractor? It says on the side, Massey. Slip sliding away.
There he is. Kyle Hamill. 168.47, 168.47. Now we'll get Mitchell Galloway in here. We'll get Mitchell and then Robert, and then Dean Lambert and Doug Roberts in that order. And then we'll go to 5250 hot open. We got 7 in the hot open. You know, Randy is asking me what I did in 1962. I did go on the step-on sled, the man sled, because that put the weight on the sled at the time.
Uh-huh.
There was a man every 10 foot. There was on both sides of the track.
Yes.
There was a stake, and when the sled went by you, you got to stand on the sled every 10 feet, and that put more weight to the sled, and that's what happened. And then everybody was at this speed, and the faster the tractors got, the more they couldn't do that no more.
You wanted to make sure that the older folks were at the farther end of the track because they had less distance to walk back to their position for the next pull, right?
Well, if you was good, you could just ride the sled back to your stake.
Well, that was if you were good. You know?
Yeah. Farm All H right here of Mitchell Galloway from Covington. Got that front end just balanced perfect right there. Got them single rib front tires on there. Right there for Mitchell. Kind of blows the cobs out of the H, you know, pulling it down there like that. 150 feet, .24, 150.24 for Mitchell on his Farm All A's. Now Robert going to be driving the Farm All M.
First an H, then an M. That means If they'd have had an M before them, it would be
Yeah, like I say, around this part of the world, there was a lot of H's and M's. There was just a bunch of H's and M's. That was a very popular tractor, and one reason, too, the machinery that went on, like the front mount cultivators and things like that, the mounted pickers, things like that.
Right,
It was just a lot of attachments for them. Here we go. We'll see if Robert can beat the H now. We'll see.
Do you ever wonder if at the factory, the person that had to slap that little emblem on the side that says M, if he ever got one upside down, they had a Model W?
Well, they did have a Model W that was the same size as an M. It was called a W6.
Oh, okay.
So somebody had to put on a W once in a while, too.
I bought an extra supply of M's, just turn it upside down. Nobody know. Don't have to spend the extra money to get the extra letter.
He had to put the W and the 6, though.
Okay.
But it was the same motor and transmission, basically, as an M. Boy, you can hear that sled, the rocks in the track, that squeaky sound.
That's what that is? I thought that was Larry's joints.
You know, Aunt Bethany, what's that squeaky sound? Aunt Bethany, you know, on Christmas vacation.
That's right.
Squeaky sound?
That must be one of your favorite movies.
233.60, 233.60. Well, I was thinking about Chevy Chase, you know. That made me think of Aunt Bethany. Couldn't hear a dump truck going through a nitroglycerin plant. Now we get a Farm All M here of Dean Lambert's. Got that chrome straight pipe on there that's kind of all tarnished. It had that baby running warm. That's just about right. One set of weights and 5,500 with cast wheels, that would be an M. 5,500 pounds with one set of weights with nothing else.
That would be what would make the difference, huh?
Well, that's 5,500 pounds. That's about way it would come out 5,000 pounds without a driver or no weights.
No, okay, I got you. I got you. Wheels up, and the back one stopped turning.
252.64, 252.64. Close, but no cigar. Real close, within a foot.
Like getting their bedding and whatnot. And I was trying to get this night light and I couldn't reach it.
Doug Roberts will be up next with his Minneapolis Moline Model U.
Mm-hmm. There's a lot of entrants in this category. Is that the most of any of our categories this evening?
I'd say 5,500 is usually one of the more popular classes, yes. 5250 Open, Brian Stockdale, Kenny Stockdale, your first two up in the 5250 Open. Doug Roberts, and then we got Robert Galloway and Mitchell Galloway again.
Here's one of your favorite brands of tractors again, Russell.
Yes, it is. Moline Model U. They come out in 1938, basically, but it was a different grill and sheet metal. There's some sheet metal that looks like that 1938 and 39 that I see some sheet metal like that back there in the open class. But then they come out with these, with this style.
You know, there's a for sale sign on front of that tractor.
Yes. It's either for sale or for Sally, one or the other.
One of the two. Maybe Sally's for sale.
That could be.
Was every Minneapolis Moline yellow?
Prairie Gold.
Prairie Gold?
Prairie Gold.
You can tell I don't know my colors very well.
Actually, then they went to Power Yellow at about 1964, somewhere in there. 62, actually. It was 705 would have the Power Yellow.
That old seat sits pretty low on that one, too, doesn't it?
Yep, that's where you sit on them things. Right there for Doug Roberts. Looks like we got a new leader right there, 270.44, 270.44.
That put a smile on your face. See that M&M take the lead?
Oh, yeah. Oh, now we change places. We got Robert on the H, and then we're going to have Mitchell on the M. So that's going to change everything. We're going to see who's buying supper tonight. That's what it's all about, Randy.
Well,
It's all about food.
I said, don't go talking food around
It's
me.
all about
You know
food.
what that does to me, Russell.
Have you had your cinnamon roll yet tonight?
I have not.
Funnel cake or elephant ear or anything?
It's still too darn thirsty out to eat.
I know I could whet your appetite, Randy, by just talking about food.
I know. I could go for a good funnel cake right about now.
I bet
couldn't
you could.
Yeah.
That would just start the process.
That would start the process. You'd be losing your co-announcer here. I'd be walking.
Oh, Billy Joe could help me
food
then.
row.
Billy Joe could help me. I know she could.
Where's Billy Joe? You think so? Would you ask her for me?
What, to go get you a funnel cake?
Yeah, go get me a funnel cake.
She could probably get one free.
You think so? Well, I know I want her to help me out.
Okay, Robert's backing up to the sled with the H. I don't see the M.
We have no artwork.
So if Robert can beat Mitchell's distance on the H, he went 150 feet, .24. Mitchell did on the H, so that's what Robert has to beat. And he's just telling Larry to take it easy on him.
Mm-hmm.
He says, I got to show the boy up. There comes Mitchell on the M.
Well, and it's like, okay, because we have our open house at ATA the weekend before, we're having the, trying to get done thing. Yeah, I know, the 15th.
Now he's got that attachment up there. See that between the headlights up there? He's got that toolbox. You
I
don't
do
see
see
many of
that.
them toolboxes like that anymore.
Well, I think that's a good idea. You always want your tools close at hand.
It was right there. That was a factory deal that somebody made, and really was a nice place for it. We're going to have 7 tractors in the 5250 open class right away. 7 tough tractors.
Well, I just thought they did that last year because the memorial was right there.
They want some water on. Uh-oh. Robert only went 138.54, 138.54. Don't you just hate when that happens?
I know.
The youngins kind of beat you, and then they rub it in all night long.
Oh, there's always payback somewhere down the road.
Yeah, we'll see what Mitchell can do with the M then. Here comes Mitchell.
This is the final pull in this class, is that right?
Yep, and then we're going to put a little water on the track, and then we're going to go 5250.
The track is just laying there, and it's thirsty. They're going to bring it something to drink. Now, we've been talking about how thirsty it is out tonight, and not one person said, can I bring you guys something? Since you have to sit there and work.
The track might be hungry too. What if we start talking about that?
I think it is.
Okay, Mitchell goes 166.69. So,
And the winner is?
well, they that just reversed what happened a while ago.
Yeah.
So, I think they get to buy their own supper each.
Is that it?
They ain't buying for nobody else.
Okay, I hear you.
We'll get the rundown here on this and let you know.
Is this, after we announce this winner, is this where we're going to water down the track for the next one?
They're going to throw a little water on the track if they can. We'll give you the rundown here.
You know, when you go to the hockey game between periods, they got to bring the Zamboni out and scrape up all the snow, if you will. And
You reckon the Georgetown Fair has a Zamboni machine?
well, this is the tractor pull equivalent.
I see.
So we're going to bring out the tractor pull Zamboni.
Well, you know, I always wanted one of them things just to have. You know, I seen one on eBay once, and I thought I ought to have that. But
Well, you know, it only makes sense. Maybe not quite so much through here, but you get another 100, 200 miles south of here, they get a lot of ice in the wintertime. And you've seen that Zamboni's got good traction. It has to get around that ice hockey rink. I think you'd want one of those to get around.
yeah, I think it'd be cool.
It
I'd
would just
have
be
the only one in the neighborhood, I'm sure.
I about bet you that's right.
Let me give you the rundown on that 5,500.
All righty, to run her down, Russell.
5,500.
Remember that
Barnyard.
one name there is Crowell,
Yes.
in case he places somewhere.
That's Rodney Crowell's son or what? Doug Roberts, number 1, with his Minneapolis Moline U. Number 2 went to Wesley Neff from Champaign on his Oliver 88. Number 3 went to Dean Lambert on that Farmall M. Number 4 went to Brian Morgan from Catlin on his Super M, and number 5 went to Chris Crowell on his Super M. And then we're going to have 5250 open. Brian Stockdale on a 5-star going to be first. Now what?
Now, once again, folks, we hope that if you're given the opportunity, you'll be sure and thank or maybe even use the services of some of the fine sponsors who have made this Barnyard Tractor Pull possible this evening. In addition to WITY Radio, of course, we want to thank the good people at Farm Credit Illinois. You know, they do a wonderful job, and they've been a big part of the Georgetown Fair for years, and they're helping make this pull possible tonight. Whiffles Hybrids. You want some corn that's going to grow nice and strong and give you abundant yield? You want to talk to your Whiffles Hybrids representative. You want to know the Chrisman Farm Center is there for you, featuring all those wonderful Massey Ferguson products. You be sure and stop by Chrisman Farm Center there along Route 1, just on the southeast side of Chrisman. And be sure as well to thank and use the services of First Farmers Bank and Trust. They have facilities all around Indiana and Illinois and places beyond they are stretching to. First Farmers Bank and Trust. Wonderful people, wonderful services, and one of the sponsors who are making this Barnyard Tractor Pull possible this evening. And we hope you'll mark on your calendar September 8th, which is a Saturday, and September 9th, which is a Sunday, because those 2 days, the 2018 Chrisman Area Truck and Tractor Pull will be held. And on Sunday, September 9th, Larry Stephen, whose sled is being used here this evening, will also be used there at Chrisman. So you can stop and see Larry earn a couple more dollars so he can have a nice Thanksgiving when November rolls around. But please mark that on your calendar. They have several weight classes all ready to go there at the Crispin Area Truck and Tractor Pool again Saturday, September 8th, Sunday, September 9th. Hope you plan on being there. If you're enjoying this evening, you'll really appreciate the Crispin Area Truck and Tractor Pool. That track looks a little bit less dusty. I'll bet that makes Larry Stephen happy because he got awfully dirty dusty last time we went into this open class. This is a fun time of the evening here, Russell. It's like when you go to the Major League ball games and they turn the lights on. You ready for a nighttime of entertainment? They got the lights turned on here at the track.
There you go.
That means we can go until the cows come home. That's their slogan this year, party till the cows come home.
Party till the cows come home.
Yep.
We're going to have a good time at the fair.
That's it. They're going to party till the cows come home or this coming Saturday, whichever comes first.
First man up, Brian Stockdale driving a 5-star Minneapolis Moline. 5-star, come out in 1955. They call it a 5-star. It was part of the Constellation series. They had a 4-star and a 5-star, and they called that was a Constellation. That was.
But
Okay, so Brian is under the option because they did put water on the track. It will be different for him than anybody else. Now, you've seen the Model U and the UB. Well, the 5-star replaced them, the same motor, but then all of a sudden had a whole different transmission with a torque amplifier and 3-point hitch and things like that when you come with the 5-star.
So when they're sitting around at the engineer's table and somebody decides they're going to design something with slightly different engines, that make all the other engineers go, oh, man, that means we got to do something different now, too. So your best guess, he going to keep that one, or you think he's going to go again?
Here comes Turbo to save the day. Make a couple of trips with that blade, and then we'll try Brian again.
Wasn't that what Mighty Mouse used to sing? Here I come to save the day. Although he sang it better than that.
That was it, though. Pretty much it.
Pretty much, yeah.
You get that worked in just a little bit, and that'll be just right. Randy, you heard about them 3 old guys walking down the street, didn't you?
Which 3? Which
well,
street?
these 3 old guys walking down the street, kind of hard to hear, but the first guy says, boy, it's windy. And the second guy says, I thought it was Thursday. And the third guy says, I'm thirsty too. Let's go to the bar and get a drink. Boy, they couldn't hear worth a darn, could they?
Well, now, which one of those other 2 told you about me with them? I had an uncle that was a magician.
Really?
Yes, sir. He could just walk down the street and turn into a bar.
After the 5250, we're going to go to 6500 Barnyard. And then after 65 Barnyard, we're going to go back to 55 Open. And then 6500 Exhibition. We got 3 tractors back there that are going to make an exhibition pass, I think. So now we'll get Brian Stockdale in there with his 5-star right away.
Yeah, we'll see what it can really do. Huh?
Yes.
You know, I've been telling everybody earlier, we've been talking about this Barnyard tractor pull and what's happening this evening. I've been talking about the Crispin area truck and tractor pull coming up in early September. You got any others going on around the area?
Yeah, Ridge Farm's going to have a pull the 17th and 18th of August.
Oh, are they?
Down at Ridge Farm, just down the road here. And then on the 19th, Mansfield, Illinois is going to have a tractor pull, about like what you're seeing here in the Barnyard.
Oh, so that's cool then. People
Larry
enjoy
Stephen
this.
will be there at Mansfield also.
Is that right?
Yep.
Yeah.
A lot of pulling to be had yet in August and September.
Just when you thought the season was winding down, here we go again, huh?
There we go, yep. There we go. 5-star Mini Mo. Like it had a 5-speed transmission with that amplitorque. So that way you had 10 speeds forward and 2 reverse.
That's just a mean-looking machine from the front on, isn't it?
Yes.
Looks like it just means business.
You know, that 1950s, that was kind of the stuff when they had them big tail fins and all that on the cars, things like that.
I remember those.
All that kind of stuff. They had to come up with something different every time, and Minneapolis come up with the 5-star.
The Constellation Series.
Yeah.
I learned something this evening. Problem is, I'll probably forget it by tomorrow evening.
He's going to turn it down. So he will come back. And our first measured puller is going to be Kenny Stockdale on his 560. And then we got Jack Crone, Garrett Stephen, and Billy Edwards in that order.
There is the man of the hour. Looky there. Thank you, Stu.
Thank you.
Looky there. It's not going to be half as thirsty out in a little bit than it is a moment ago, you know.
So we got Kenny Stockdale from Hillsboro, Indiana on his 560. He will be majored. That's what you get when you get number 2 draw sometimes.
Is that right? Barnyard
Right there.
binder brought her to a halt right there.
175.06. 175.06. That's the mark. Jack Crone with his 560 going to be next. So we had the 560 diesel. Now we're going to go back to the 560 gas. See what Jack can do with Larry Stevens' sled.
Got himself a little black tank on the front of that tractor.
Like, she's attested to this. Like, anywhere I would go, like for interference or anything, he was there. He would always show up. Always. He showed up for our past. Yeah. And so.
Okay, got the chain tight, ready to go. Now, we had some tire speed on that one.
Yes, sir, bud.
199.45. 199.45 for Jack Crone. Garrett Stevens, Minneapolis U, be up next.
I like that one that just pulled. It's just shiny, you know.
Yeah, it'll get that way.
Even here this close to sunset, it's shiny.
All you guys that have pulled already in the earlier classes, your prize money is ready. And Randy,
Yes.
just to let you know, anybody that does not pick up prize money is split equally between us three right here, even though Susie's got the money.
Is that right?
Yeah. Oh, she's coughing back. She heard me.
I know she heard you. I'm surprised. Here, let me pick that dart out of your back, Russell. There, that probably feels better now. Huh? Yeah.
I could feel that. Garrett Stevens. From Annapolis, Illinois, driving his Moline Model U. And right there.
He got himself some distance.
Yeah, you see that fire breathing exhaust pipe now.
I see that.
Yeah. A new leader right there, 229.05, 229.05. Billy Edwards. Be up next. All the way from Crawfordsville. Billy Edwards. Moline U. Always pulled a Moline for years and years. I bet you put your hand on them tires right now, they'd be warm.
I bet they'd be warm. It sounded like that thing gave that little growl right there at the end before she shut down.
That was the tires going.
Is that what that was?
Yeah.
Right.
213.76. 213.76 for Billy Edwards. Drake Edwards on Oliver 77 next. And then Billy Sanders. And then we're looking for Craig Roller. No, Brian Stockdale come back on the 5-star yet. Okay, from Waynetown, Indiana. Waynetown. Drake Edwards. Looks like we're going to have Brian Stockdale up next. And then maybe Billy Sanders. So we'll see how this works out now. This should be a little bit better for Brian.
We're about to find out. We'll fire it up, and here we go. He's got the green light.
Okay, Brian goes 191.75, 191.75 for Brian Stockdale. Now we're going to have Bill Sanders with the UB, and then we'll go to 6,500 Barnyard. 6,500 Barnyard up next after this UB. Now, Randy, this is what I was talking about. See, that's got the red nose there, that red grill in the insert there.
I see
that was
that.
the early use. And then he calls this the UB. Well, he's got the UB steering wheel up there. So he's kind of a little mix and match on all this right here. But they called it the red nose U right there. The first couple, 3 years they made a Minneapolis U was like that on the front.
You're telling me if this was a dog, it would be a mutt.
That's about right.
Okay. So
It's
one day at the factory said all them leftover parts, just put them into a tractor.
How about that? 234.74, 234.74.
Wow.
It looked like we saved the best for last, I believe.
Yes, sir.
Ashley says, winner, winner, chicken dinner. Now she's talking about food in front of us again, Randy.
She's just tormenting us.
I know.
That's exactly what that is. Just tormenting the dickens out of us.
We'll get you the rundown on this here in just a minute. And then we're going to be going to 6,500 Barnyard, 6,500 Barnyard. Craig Roller from Side L will be up first. So the rundown in 5250 open, the pull you just saw, Bill Sanders from Brazil, Indiana on that UB Moline, 234.74. Number 2 goes to Garrett Stevens on his Minneapolis U. Number 3 went to Billy Edwards on his Minneapolis U. Number 4 went to Jack Crone on his 560. And number 5 went to Brian Stockdale on his 5-star Mini Mo. Here we got Craig Roller with his Super M from Side L.
Stepping up to the 6,500.
They're going to make a minor adjustment on the sled and be ready for this. Like I say, there's a little bit of difference in sled setting when you're going 15 mile an hour or 3 miles an hour with about 150 horse or about 50 horse.
I can see where that would make a little difference.
Yes, it does.
And of course, Larry Stephen, being the pro that he is, wants to be ready for all of them.
He knows exactly. He knows exactly what he's doing. You're Emily? Okay, we got a new scorekeeper right now. This is great. We'll put you to work. First man up, Craig Roller on his Super M. Right there. He's going to redo the sled. So Craig can come right back. Larry had it a little heavy, he thought, so get him down the track just a little bit further. So Craig first, and then Lloyd McMarlin and Jeff Francis, first 3 up. That's all it takes, is just to go up there and do a little adjustment, and they're ready to go.
Pretty quick work, actually, when you think about it.
You bet. Just about as quick as old Turbo right there on that Kubota.
Did you get yourself a new assistant?
Yes, I did.
On the other side of you there?
Yes, I did. Miss Emily is helping me all the way from Rossville.
Second runner-up.
From Rossville, Illinois. They just had a tractor pull. Was you at the tractor pull at Rossville the other night?
I was not, but I heard it.
I bet you could hear it. There you go. Craig Roller trying it again now. We'll see how that works.
Tell you what, he's a walking her right down that track, by golly.
Yes, he is. Plenty of power right there. Super M, 215.94, 215.94 for Mr. Craig Roller. Lloyd McMurlin be up next on his Super 88. This is not just a plain 88, it's a Super 88, Randy.
And it is super because...
It's newer.
Well, isn't that special?
After the 88, then they made the Super 88s. That's just what they called them. It's just like the M and the Super M. They just... Everything was super back then.
So I tried to keep the name changes fairly simple.
Yep, super. Just like Superman.
I always kind of preferred Supergirl and Superwoman myself, you know? I mean, Superman was all right.
Did you like Lois Lane or not?
I didn't agree with her politics. I have no idea what that means.
I don't know either.
Just an answer.
From Martinsville. Now, this is not only a Super 88, but it's a Super 88 diesel.
I thought that was.
We'll see, we'll get a little smoke from him right away. Now, some Super 88s had red wheels from the factory, and some Super 88s had green wheels from the factory. It depends on the year.
Either way, I mean, you put them side by side, it was Christmas time.
They was, yes. And they was both Super 88s.
Is that right?
Yep. Now we're getting some smoke. Right there. Lloyd McMurlin. 252.23. 252.23. Jeff Francis on his Super M right there. Ready to go. And then Darren Ellis, and then we're going to go to Sean Walker.
Yeah, there's something in that trailer that smells real good, and it's got says Russell on the top of it.
That's part of the Jelly of the Month Club or what?
She says she heard it, and she goes, you bring it to my house, I'm going to put jelly in it. That's what she said.
From Oakwood, Mr. Jeff Francis just polished his Super M up to come to the Georgetown Fair.
Looks like he got it all spit shine.
Yes, he does. Nice and quiet ride there.
Mm-hmm.
Now the Super M has a little bigger motor than the Farmall M. The M come out at 248 cubic inch, and the Super M come out at 264.
So the Super M is a little more super.
It's more super.
Little
Little
more
bigger
oomph.
motor.
A little more oomph to
A
it.
little more oomph. A little bigger clutch. Now, they was making so many of these at one time, Randy, they couldn't make them all at Rock Island. They made some down in Louisville, Kentucky.
Is that
And
right?
and if you look at the serial number, it'll say L in the serial number.
Mm-hmm.
That's more desirable for a collector. They want that L
that right?
in there. Yeah, they want one built in Louisville.
It's amazing sometimes how one little letter or one little number can make something more
Make
valuable.
$1,000 difference.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Right there. 232.59. 232.59 for Jeff Francis. And we're going to get Darren Ellis with his John Deere G. John Deere G from Kingman, Indiana. Now, when they was going to make the John Deere G, Randy, they was going to call it a Model F. And at the last minute, they went one more letter and called it a G. But all the casting numbers have the first part number is a F. Where like on an A and a B, it says A or B.
Correct.
That says model. That says F. They was going to call it an F, but they didn't think that if you was in school and you got an F, that wouldn't be good. So they called it a G. They thought that would be good.
Oh.
You know what I mean?
There they go thinking again.
Take it again. There they go.
Yeah.
John Deere G. Do you believe me? Good G for good. John Deere G. 413 cubic inches in 2 cylinders right here. Got a nice set of Field and Road Firestones on this critter too.
Horn number 1. I think that's only the second horn we've heard tonight. The only second official
time,
horn.
yes.
Yeah. Golly, now look out there. He just might find himself out the gate here before much longer.
Yes, sir. Oh,
Yep.
spins her right out.
There you go.
Plenty of power. 254.05, 254.05. Unofficially, your new your new leader right there by about 2 feet right there. So that's the mark to beat right now, guys. Sean Walker from Broadlands be up next.
You may not think 2 feet's a long distance, but at a pull, that's a long way, buddy.
Yes, sir. Hey, yes. Well, you are looking live at Georgetown Fair, Randy. We got streaming live on WITY. Streaming live. You can watch this.
Right there
How
through the
about that?
lens of the one, the only Andrew Dudich. We're watching that old sled go down the track. And
I bet you there's somebody in Belgium watching it. What do you think?
I wouldn't be one bit surprised.
I bet he is. Him and her.
Yep.
Heinrich and Anita are probably watching in Belgium.
Did you hear
The
from
country
them?
of Belgium, not Belgium down the road.
Yeah.
Yes. They listen to WITY overseas a lot. Yes.
I know her mom goes down. Cool.
Yes, it is. They was just here about 2 weeks ago.
Although I don't know, over there in Belgium right now, it's about 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning, isn't it?
They might be putting it on hold or something over there so they can watch it later.
They might just be getting up early to do a little
That could
farming
be,
over there.
yeah. He got a brand new tractor.
Did he really?
Brand new Massey Ferguson.
No way.
I don't think he got it at Christmas, but he did buy a brand new Massey Ferguson.
Well, good for him.
Yes.
If he can just get Anita to keep it clean, that'd be all right.
There we go. Sean Walker on his Moline Model U.
That's pretty close.
Sean
there,
goes
too.
a distance of 260.23, 260.23. Unofficially, looks like a new leader once again.
Yep.
Wesley Neff, you got your work cut out for you now. 260.23, the Mark II beat.
Wow. I knew he was putting some distance down.
Yes, he did. Are you bringing them up for us, Susie?
Yeah. Eeny, meeny, miny, moe.
I'll take this one because that looks like that's going to pay me the most.
Well, it
Which
looks
one
like
do
it
you
to me,
want,
yeah.
Randy?
Well, that's the same one.
Can you tell him to come and get them?
They'll probably be up here right away because they're going to be pulling here right away.
Backstage.
Yeah, some of
Oh,
these.
okay.
All right,
Okay.
well,
We got some open class money, Susie says. Yeah, I know. I'm not going there, okay?
She'll keep it in a safe place till it's picked up. Yep.
See, now I keep referencing movies all the time, but we could do like on a Mad World where they shook the mother-in-law upside down and the keys fell out of her. We could do that
We
with
could do that
Susie,
with
and
her.
then we could get that buddy.
You
What
think
do
the
you
two of
think?
us together could pick
Yeah.
her up and do that?
We'd have to.
All right.
You don't know what movie I'm talking about, do you?
Long time ago, they took a whole bunch of, at that time, very, very, very famous movie stars, actors, and actresses, and put them
Great
all in a
movie. One of the best
in a
movies.
great comedy. It was kind of like a comic treasure hunt, and everybody was all after the same money.
Yes.
Tried to act like they were working together, but they were really working against each other because they all wanted the money at the end.
It was a great movie. Wesley Neff coming down the track with his Oliver 88. I just happened to watch that here about a couple months ago again.
Really?
Yes.
You got a DVD of it?
Yeah.
Or yeah.
Yep.
Well, next time you do that, get the popcorn and some of that jelly of the month out, and we'll have some popcorn jelly and a movie. You invite me over.
I tell you, all the stars was in that movie, though. I mean, everybody that was anybody was in that movie.
Three Stooges were even in that
Yes.
movie, weren't they?
You name it, they was in there.
They were there. I remember Phil Harris was in there, or Phil Silvers
Phil
was in
Silvers, he cracked me up.
that. Phil Harris was a singer,
Yeah.
so to speak. Yeah, Phil Silvers was good.
Phil Silvers, Buddy Hackett, Mickey
in there.
Rooney, Jack Benny,
Yeah.
Don Knotts, you name it, they was all in it. Dick Tracy, oh,
And the letter W. Hey,
Oh.
Up, he's got a little more distance to go there. He almost got
new
flagged to a
bite,
stop, but then
new
he
bite.
took off
says,
again.
He says, hang on, I'm not done yet.
There
I
he
am.
is.
255.77, 255.77 for Wesley Neff. I think we got a new second place man, I believe. Boy, we got a bunch of them right in there amongst them.
It's a tight one.
It's like Jerry Clowers says, just shoot up here amongst us. One of us got to have relief.
I miss him. He was funny.
Tim Lambert on his Farm All M, and then Lloyd McMurlin, and then we're going to go to 5,500-pound open. Brian Stockdale, number 1. Garrett Stephen, number 2, 5,500 hot. You'll be up next. Yeah, Buddy Hackett was in that movie, and Mickey Rooney, they was in the same little Volkswagen, you know. And
Yes.
they say, yeah, that guy that talks with his mouth full of marbles, that's the guy. They're talking about Buddy Hackett. There's just some classic stuff.
You make
in
me
that
want to
movie.
watch that movie again.
Oh, you need to see it again, Randy. It's a have to see, I tell you. Here we go. Farm
Emily's
All
going to
M.
write that down. Mad, I think it's the word mad 5 times. Mad, mad,
4
mad,
or 5.
mad, mad world.
4 or 5 times. Mad, mad, mad world. 1964, maybe, I think.
Back in about that era.
Sometimes I just don't ask them.
It's grinding down. Came to us.
Way on down.
Way on down.
Way on down. 238.44. 238.44 for Tim Lambert. Nice running Farm All M right there, Tim. And then Lloyd McMurlin on his Oliver 88. Now this is the 88, not the Super 88, but the 88.
Don't get them confused.
That's right. There's a difference.
Okay. All right. He goes to open? Yes. Okay. I was going to do it. Do you mind doing this? Okay. Thank you.
Lloyd's last man in the class, and then we're going to go to 5,500-pound hot. Hot open.
So you're telling me we're going to see some action now?
Once again, we will see more action. These guys do a good job, but them guys do faster. That's about the only difference.
Yeah. I can tell Emily over there can't hardly wait. She's all excited about it. Yeah. Here we go.
Yes, they do, and they really shouldn't. You don't want them to bounce much.
Yeah.
Things can break then.
Tell you what, now he's doing himself a number. Oh, man, that is
Right
close.
there, 263.18, 263.18. I believe we saved the best for last once again, Randy.
Once again, yes, sir.
Can you do some arithmetic and tell me who 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? We'll put you to the test, Emily. You know, Randy, we got to have the fair queens around here to keep us in line because they're keeping everything going here.
Oh, I hear you.
Yes, but you have to keep your finger on it so it keeps open.
Of course, Emily there from Rossville, second runner-up.
Thunder on the Ridge at Ridge Farm. Saturday, the IPA, the Ileana Pullers Association. And that is August the 17th and the 18th. The 17th is the Barnyard and the 18th is the Ileana Pullers Association. I could almost read that, but I don't have my glasses.
Open at 4 p.m.
17th, there's about buku classes. Boy, that helped a little bit. They're going to have Lowry Sled there, starts at 6 o'clock on the Saturday night. On Friday, it starts at what time? Do you see it? Here we go. Bryant Stockdale.
No, Friday, Lowry sled. Yes.
201.89, 201.89 for Brian Stockdale. 201.89 sets the mark. Garrett Stevens be up next. Here's your rundown on 6,500-pound Barnyard. Number 1, Lloyd McMurlin. Number 2 went to Sean Walker. Number 3 went to Wesley Neff. Number 4 went to
Is that Darren Ellis?
Darren Ellis, and then, sorry about that, and then number 5 went to Lloyd McMurlin on the Super 88. So that's your 6,500. We're in 5,500-pound open now. Oh, that helps a lot. Wow, I could even read that. We're starting out 4,500 Barnyard and going all the way up to truck classes. Do we have semis or not? Sometimes we got semis, that look like. Yep, we got 6 classes of Ileana Pullers. All kinds of stuff to do at Ridge Farm. Thunder on the Ridge. Here we got Garrett Steve on his Minneapolis U. Right there. Corrected that thing just in time. 244.44. 244.44.
A lot of 4s in there.
A lot of 4s. Unofficially, your new leader right there at 244. Kenny Sanders, 560 up next. Jack Crone and Billy Edwards in that order. That's okay. There's enough shadows around. It will blow away. All the stuff. $560 diesel.
What did you say?
Diesel.
Diesel. Oh.
Diesel.
I
Made that smoke roll.
205.42, 205.42. Jack Crone be up next with his 560, so Kenny Stockdale 205.42. Now, if Jack runs like he did the other class, we're going to have a lot of speed and wheel speed out of this baby.
We'll see how it turns out, huh? I can tell you're excited.
Oh, it's edge of the seat.
Front edge or back edge?
Front edge.
Front edge, okay.
$242.31, 242.31.
Pretty good pull, but doesn't quite put him in the lead, does it?
Nope. Close.
Close, but no cigar. About 2 feet short.
That's what I thought.
Boy, you're keeping track. That's
I'm
what
trying.
we need. That's what we need. Somebody keep track.
I always told people I'm trying. Somebody told me once that, yeah, you're very trying.
Billy Edwards from Crawfordsville up next. Here we go, Billy Edwards. Right there, 223.25, 223.25. Drake Edwards now with his Oliver. And then we got
Still another class.
Bill Sanders with his UV, and then we got
Still back to go.
the open exhibition. We got 3 tractors in the open exhibition right away yet. And then we'll go to 8,000 pounds of tractors in barnyard competition.
Fantabulous. When does that hot farm class cut loose? 12,000.
That's the hot farm. Yep, that's the big boys.
That's the big boys at the end of it all. Huh?
Boy, she gets tough down there. 202.60, 202.60 for Drake Edwards and Billy Sanders on the UB. And then we're going to the exhibition, 3 tractors in exhibition. We'll have Jeremy Edwards, Dennis Kuhn, and Kenny Stockdale, those 3. And then we're looking in 8,000 pounds. Randy Lanham. Here we go. Billy Sanders got his work cut out for him. We'll see. Now, the last guy went about 11 miles an hour. We'll see what Bill gets to do.
Yeah, just open the gate. He's going to go on out. No, maybe not. Oh, boy, oh, boy, oh, boy. There's some distance on that one.
He went 12.4 miles an hour, too.
Did he really?
Yes,
I
he
knew
did.
He had some
what
speed
a difference.
up.
246.88, 246.88. Emily's doing the rundown here, and I will give you the distance, and then we're going to have these 3 exhibition guys.
All righty.
And then we're 8,000 pounds. 8,000 pounds, start lining them up. We're going to go to 8 and 10 and 12 in that order. And Emily's got this all figured out here. So the pull you just saw, Bill Sanders, 246.68, number 1. Number 2 goes to Garrett Stevens on his Moline U. Number 3 went to Jack Crone on his 560. Number 4 went to Billy Edwards on his U. And number 5 went to Kenny Stockdale on his 560. Those are the first 5 places right there. Now we'll see a little different here. 6,500 pound open. We don't have that on the list, but we do on this list.
I gotcha. Is this a late edition?
This is exhibition only.
Exhibition only. Watch closely. You just don't know what's going to happen.
Well, this here is a Massey Ferguson Super 95, it says. It was actually built by Minneapolis Moline. It was actually a G6 in Moline colors, and a Super 95 Massey Ferguson when they built them there in Minneapolis Moline country.
Gotcha.
Same thing, only different grill.
Look at him go.
That was Jeremy Edwards on that Massey Super 95. Like I say, the only difference between that and a G6 Minneapolis is the grill and the paint.
And all they do is change those 2 things, grill and paint, and they had themselves a whole new tractor.
Yep. When you looked, they had a picture in the factory. There was Minneapolis Moline, and then there was Massey Ferguson's.
It's just like Beatles albums. If they just add 3 seconds of music to one track, they got a whole new album, and collectors have to buy it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Minneapolis made the Super 95, but Oliver made the Massey Ferguson 98.
Yes.
And it was actually an Oliver Super 99, but Massey Ferguson didn't make that big tractor at the time, and they got Minneapolis to make one and Oliver to make another one in different paint.
And that's what sold, huh?
Yeah. Oh, they sold a lot of them, and they're very desirable today as a collector.
You know, there's a lesson to be learned there. You can make some money if you can get somebody else to do all your work for you.
Maybe I'll get Emily to buy. With all her money, she's probably winning being a fair queen. Well, she can probably buy something. Invest in tractors.
Buy one of those jelly jars you had a moment ago.
Who we got up next here on that 560? Dennis Kuhn. He's from over there in Indiana. Usually they got Alice Chalmers, them guys drive, but he's got this 560 diesel. And I think he's got him a windjammer on that too. Yeah, we'll hear it right away. I can tell you right away if it's got that turbocharger or not. But I think it does.
If anyone would know just by sound, it would be you. Across the top of that piece.
Uh-oh.
Now, who's this pretty lady we got on
Somebody
that lovely
stole my tractor.
Barnyard.
This, ladies and gentlemen, is your 2018 Georgetown Fair Queen, riding that Purple Power David Brown. Give Billy Joe a nice big round of applause, your Fair Queen. Yes, indeed.
Boy, she looks a lot better on there than David Brown does. What do you think?
Looks a lot better off of there than Dave Brown does.
Good job
Very
driving
good.
the tractor.
You know, you have to be multifaceted, have a world of different talents in order to be a queen, and there she is showing that she, too, can drive the tractor.
Drive the tractor. How about that?
Yes,
Nothing to it, is it? Easy.
We did that.
There's
in
an
stereo.
easy button on there, okay?
Is that it?
Yep, there's an easy button.
I wish you'd have shown me that before I drove that thing.
No auto steer. No. She is doing. That's why they put the steering wheel on there yet, because you have to steer that one.
So you're saying they should just get rid of them on the once they make
Hope Richard doesn't red flag her.
Boy, yeah, Richard, give her the red
Yeah,
flag.
give her the
Richard.
red
She
flag
went all
there,
the way.
Richard.
She went all the way out. What do you think? Good job.
Very
man.
good.
Yes.
Very good.
Next time we'll show her where the throttle's at. What do you think?
That might help.
No, but I mean, see, you kind of break that in slow. You don't want them to go too fast the first time.
Yeah.
Here we go. Oh, yeah, there's a turbocharger on that. 226.40, 226.40. Now we're looking at 8,000 pounds coming up here right away. We got one more in this exhibition. Another 560. Kenny Stockdale's going to be up, and then we're going to go to 8,000 pounds. So right now, Jeremy Edwards with his Massey Super 95 is leading the pack yet in this 6,500-pound open exhibition.
You remember earlier when it was so thirsty out?
Yeah.
Did you catch the change in the weather? It's getting hungry out now.
I noticed that.
You notice that too?
Yep, the track is getting hungry.
A high hungry level right now. I don't know if that shows up on the radar or not, but
It does on our radar, I think.
It does on my radar range. Yeah.
We got more.
We got all kinds.
Whittle down, Russell.
We got plenty, Stu. Stu, make sure we got plenty to do.
We'll get Stu up here on the microphones in a little bit.
It does make a difference if you have a turbocharger or not on the 560 tonight.
Tell you what, it does make a difference.
173 feet, point 90, 173.90. And it looks like we got Randy Lanham on an Oliver now. We've had him on a John Deere, we've had him on a Minneapolis, and now we got him on an Oliver. He's so confused, he don't know what he's going to put, what gear he's going to put it in, I bet. Hey, Doug, go over there and tell Randy what gear to put that thing in.
Which one would you recommend?
I'd put it in first.
First?
Well, actually, you could put it in second now because you can go up to 4 miles an hour now.
Oh, okay.
You can go from 3 all the way up to 4 miles an hour now.
You'd be already burning up the track then.
Yes.
Okay, I got you.
Yep, look out down there at the end. So in that exhibition, Jeremy Edwards, number 1, Dennis Kuhn, number 2, and Kenny Stockdale, number 3 in that exhibition.
I still think the Queen did the best. I still think the Queen did the best, don't you?
She did a great job. I think next time we'll hook her on the sled. Okay, Mr. Randy Lanham from Oakwood, driving his Oliver 1650.
He racked up a few feet
there. 253.88, 253.88 for Randy Lanham on that 1650 Oliver. Jim Bartlett up next with his 3020 John Deere, and then Jody Lambert on his 706. Jody on her 706 gas. Yeah, we got this 3020 John Deere coming in, 4-cylinder. Just 2 cylinders less than a 4020.
I'm sorry, Russell, I wasn't.
4020 6-cylinder. This is 4-cylinder,
okay.
And it's just like they cut the back of the engine off and put it in a 3020.
You think that's what they did?
They took back 2 cylinders off.
That's the only difference.
Yep. Well, and then it's a shorter tractor because of that.
Ah, okay. So they did a little more than just chop the engine.
Well, sort of.
Sort of, yeah. Gotcha. They didn't do
There
anything.
will be a quiz at the end of this pull tonight that I
man.
will ask you, Randy.
I was afraid
and
you'd say
you're going to
that.
have to pass the test, and Emily's going to grade it because she's been keeping all the book work.
Right.
She's got it down pat how this all works. So pay attention.
Emily, what's your bribe price?
Yeah, I bet.
can't afford it.
Yeah.
Oh, man, that's awesome.
30-20 John Deere. Right out of the field. That's what we like to see, boy. Ready to go. Then we'll be looking for 10,000-pound tractors right away. 10,000-pound. Rick Hess, Josh Hooker, Josh Heydrich, Nick Bryant, and Brian Neville. He's in first gear, I can tell you that, because he's going 1.5 miles an hour. At this rate, it would take him how long to get to Indianapolis? If a
Longer
train,
than I have time for.
If a train leaving at
Train leaves Station A.
at Station A and the 3020 leaves Georgetown, what time would they meet at Indianapolis? And what time would that train have to leave Chicago?
The answer is they never will, because some goofy guy at the rail yard switched the tracks on them.
Right there. 251.34, 251.34. How about that?
Couple of feet
30-20
shy
right
of the
there.
previous one, huh?
And then get Jody on here on the 706. She got that chrome straight pipe on there ready to blast the crowd out. She's going to let them have it. That thing just going to bellow right at the crowd, I tell you. Boy, they're within 2 feet of each other. So, Jody, you got your work cut out for you. You got 253 to beat. So we'd like to see 254 at least. .706 gas come out in 1963, but that's a
Gotcha.
later one because it got flat top fenders. I'm guessing that's about a 65.
Oh, so I would have been right. Okay. That's what I was going to say.
Yeah, okay. You're paying attention, Randy. Once again, you're paying attention.
No, I was lying through my teeth. That's what I was doing.
I just figured that. Okay, Jody's got her lined up here. She found the little short TA lever, Randy.
Yep.
New life right there. She's a walking the dog. What did I tell you? That's what she had to beat, and she does. 259.32.
Wow.
Jody takes over the first place right there. How about that?
259.32.
Yeah, she showed
That's
it.
impressive.
Okay, here's the rundown. That poll you just saw. Jody takes number 1. Number 2 goes to Randy Lanham on his Oliver, and Jim Bartlett on that 30-20. Number 3, all in that 250-foot range.
Wow.
Good, close class.
Before we move on to the next class, we want to thank again the good people at Farm Credit Illinois for their participation in sponsoring the WITY Barnyard Tractor Pull. Farm Credit Illinois, helping farmers succeed. The good people at Wiffles Hybrids also contributed to make this event happen tonight, and we are so thankful for them. At Chrisman Farm Center, where else but Chrisman, Illinois, where they, of course, feature the greatest in the line of Massey Ferguson products. They hope you'll stop in, and we hope you will, too, and visit all those good new owners there at Chrisman Farm Center, right along Route 1 on the southeast side of Chrisman. And remember, too, First Farmers Bank and Trust, with locations all around Indiana and stretching back into Illinois and beyond. Going to have a new facility in Hoopeston soon. First Farmers Bank and Trust. We thank all of our sponsors for making the WITY Barnyard Tractor Pull possible, and we thank all of you in the stands for coming out and watching this event this evening. And, of course, we thank all the participants who have brought those tractors right off the farm and taken part in our Barnyard Tractor Pull this evening.
Okay, Rick Hess all the way from Georgetown right here. Boy, he knows how to get to your heart, don't he?
Boy, he does, I tell you.
Rick Hess with his 40-20.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yep. How about that? Getting tough right there, boy. Good looking, good running, 40-20 gas right there, Rick Hess. 272.08, 272.08.
He wasn't too far short of a football field, was he?
No, he was right up there. And now we're going to get Massey Ferguson in here. Josh Hooker with his 11:35 Massey up next. Okay. Josh Hooker with his 1135 Massey Ferguson. Got 354 cubic inches of Perkins turbocharged power right here.
So you're telling me we better watch close.
Well, 4 miles an hour, though. That's the thing, 4 miles an hour. Well, we had fire in the hole there, Randy. Did you see that?
You know what? I was busy looking on my burger. I missed it.
269.47, 269.47. Close, but not quite. Then we got another 40-20 the way it looks. Josh Heydrich pulling a 40-20. 40-10. I'm sorry, 40-10. A lot of John Deere's over there in the Heydrich stables always. Good running John Deere. John Deere 4010 come out in 1961.
I keep hearing the 60s come up a lot for years of makes of these models here this evening.
There was a lot of stuff back in the 50s and 60s. A lot of things was, yep.
And when you think about it, they're still running today as well as they are. It's pretty impressive. If you had a car that could last that long and still have that much power, that'd be amazing.
That'd be great, wouldn't it?
He's closing in on that 250 mark. There it is right there. 260. 270. Can you make the 280? Yep, there's 280 plus. That's a pull right there, buddy.
283.97. 283.97 for Josh Heydrich. Unofficially, your new leader right there by about 20 feet.
Only got a couple of competitors to beat.
We got Nick Bryan, and then we got Brian Neville bringing up, and then we'll be ready for 12,000 pounds. Now, this is a 4020 LP gas. You see that tank sticking out of the top of the hood there?
I see that tank sticking out of the top of the hood.
That's LP gas. Hook up your barbecue grill to that thing when you're not plowing. It's hard to see over the front of that, though.
I can imagine.
Yep. But they had to do it because otherwise that thing wouldn't last out in the field but a couple hours. They had to have that tall LP tank.
How long could it go when that tank was full? Closing in on that 200-foot mark. There it is. Trying to make 225 there. He just did that. 230. Don't know if 240's in it or not. I don't think so.
Every bit of 4020 gas that he brought today right there at 235.56, 235.56.
He gave it all she got, Captain.
So Brian Neville with the 806. And then we're ready for 12,000. I see a couple 12,000 pound tractors over there ready.
You see it?
No, it can't quite tell.
Dennis Grow?
You tell me.
I think he said it was Dennis Grow. Let's give a different way to pronounce it.
I wonder.
Josh?
It is an O, it's not an E, is it?
Nope, it's an O. I wrote down.
Okay.
Brian Neville with his 806. 806 diesel, got the turbo on it. A lot of these 806 diesels got turbocharged.
Crossing over that 250-foot mark right there. There's 275.
279.08, 279.08. So we'll give you the rundown on this class in just a minute. We're ready for 12,000 pounds of tractors right away, and then we're going to go to 12,000 pound hot.
Ready for you.
Thank you, Ashley.
You're welcome.
So number one went to Josh Heydrich with his 4010. Number two, that pull you just saw, Brian Neville with his 806. Number three went to Rick Hess with his 4020. Number four went to Josh Hooker on the 1155, and number five, that pull you just saw a while ago on that John Deere 4020 LP, Nick Bryant at 235. So good class of 10,000 pounds. Now we're going to go to 12,000 pounds. A little bit of color in this class again.
Starting to get up to them big boys.
Okay, number one up in 12,000 pound. Dennis Groh with this from Crawfordsville on a 46.20.
He came a few miles to participate. We're glad he did.
And then we got Lyle Weber, Autumn Walker, and then Chris Kuhn, 12,000 pounds. So 46.20. Now this is the big brother to a 40-20, come out from the factory with a turbocharger and intercooled, rated about 135 horse.
Got some
in
muscle.
1972, 71, 72,
Yeah.
right in there.
Rolling that smoke, and away we go. It's a horn before the 75-foot cone. Coming up on the 200-foot mark right there. 225. Looking at 250. Got it. 250 and beyond. Stretching for 275. Got it. 280, 290. Can he hit 300? He did. He's over 300 feet with that one. Still inching along.
310 feet, .29, 310.29.
Made her all the way to the gate, huh?
Yes.
Pretty
now
good.
We're going to have a Detroit diesel in a Oliver.
He gets the option to.
When you're calling for a Detroit diesel, is that different from any other kind of diesel?
Well, Detroit is a 2-cycle, where all these other tractors have been 4-cycle.
So
it
it
fires
is different.
on every stroke.
Gotcha.
This is the smallest motor in the class, so 212 cubic inches.
You think he can go 300 plus like we just saw?
He's at half the cubic inch as the tractor we just saw. The John Deere was 404. This is about 212.
Okay.
So we'll see what the difference is.
You think he might
They're
go
rated about the same horsepower, pretty close.
Oh. Anxious to see. He's got the green light.
The Oliver 1900 come out with a 4-cylinder Detroit diesel, 453. That means 4 cylinders at 53 cubic inches per cylinder.
Here we go. He's at 225, inching his way toward the 250 mark. He's got 250. 260. And not a lot more, a little bit more.
Right there. However, from Albion with his Oliver 1900 goes 265.93. 265.93. Autumn Walker be next. And then Chris Kuhn. And then we're going to go to 12,000 Hot Farm.
And then we're going to a restaurant. Is that right?
It's like that first beer, don't get bottom sometimes.
You got that right.
Okay, from Broadland, Miss Autumn Walker is going to be driving the G1000 diesel. G1000 gas. It's a G1000 gas. You could have bought this in gas, diesel, or LP gas.
At the time, I guess he decided gas was
It
the
is
way
LP.
to go.
I do see the bottle on it. I do see the bottle. It's the brown belly G1000 where you got the fuel tank in front of you. The G1000 Vista has the fuel tank behind you. This has the
You have better
tank
eyes than
right
me,
in
though.
front of you.
Lights got in my eyes looking down that way.
$504 cubic inches and 6 cylinders right here.
He's at 280 feet now, inching toward the 290 mark, but can't quite get there.
287.72, 287.72 for Autumn Walker. Chris Kuhn, last man up in 10,000 or 12,000. Then we're going to go to 12,000 Hot Farm. The Hot Farm yet to go. So we got some Hot Farms back there. Good color in this class. We had John Deere, Oliver, Minneapolis, and Alice Chalmers. So we got 4 different colors.
Remember how it was just a year ago when this tractor pull started?
Do what?
Joking. I said, remember how it was a year ago when this tractor pull started?
Chris Kuhn from Wallace, Indiana, coming up next with his D21.
I'm just looking. We've been at this over 3 hours. It doesn't seem like it's been that long.
It's just flying by, Randy.
Yes, sir.
We've had a lot of different stuff go through. They're having the American Threshermans up there at the Pontiac.
Yes, sir.
And they want 100 D21s up there, I think. That's what I heard.
How many?
100. They want to try to get 100 D21s together.
Can they pull that off?
That's what they're trying.
Wow.
Labor Day weekend.
Huh. I wish them well.
D21.
Taking her past the 180 mark, closing in on 200. 200 feet he's made. There's 225. Can he reach 250? Yes, he can. 250 and beyond. Trying to make 270. He's got that.
And he's trying to stay in bounds. That's
yes,
what he's trying to do.
There's 280. Still inching along. 290.
Yeah, it caught up with him right there. 291.71, 291.71 for Chris Kuhn. That's it. We'll give you the rundown on that as soon as Ashley gets this all figured out.
I got a suspicion she'll do it really quickly. We lost Emily earlier. I didn't get a chance to tell her goodbye.
I know. She did a great job.
She did do a nice job.
Hot off the press, she says. Number 1 went to Crawfordville, Indiana on Dennis Groves on that 4620 John Deere at 310 feet. Number 2, the pull you just saw, Chris Kuhn on that D21 Alice. Number 3 went to Autumn Walker with the G1000, and number 4 went to Lyle Weber on that Oliver 1900. Good class. Nice color in that class, Randy.
Yes, indeed. And we have one class to go, one category, and that is the hot farm class, 12,000 pound. Factory drawbar, no cut tires, and an 8-mile-per-hour speed limit on this one, Russell.
Oh, we can go 8 miles an hour.
That's the way I read it.
How about that? Man. So this Dennis Grove from Crawfordville is coming right back with this 4620, going to mess with them here. And then we got Josh Hooker and John Craig, Carly Kuhn, and Stan Seaman. So we're going to get a little speed out of these guys and a little smoke.
Sir. I'll bet we do. The old John Deere backed into position as soon as Larry Stephen gives him the green light.
Well, Larry's making an adjustment because he knows it's going to get a little tougher.
I see that.
And he's going to make darn sure he can stop him. They're got the green light now.
Yeah. And a thick black smoke is rolling, and away we go. $100 feet. Blowing past 150. 200. There's 250. 275.
Look at the pan on that sled, though. That pan starting to smoke.
Yes, sir. Over 300. Well over 300.
Wow, 311.50. 311.50 is the mark to beat right there. 4620 sets the mark.
4 more people to chase that mark of 311.5 feet.
Yep, Josh Hooker be up next. Yeah, I'd say you put your hand on the bottom of that pan. It's a little warm right now because that smoke was coming off of that pan of that sled.
It's pretty amazing when you think that Larry built that.
Yes. Well, a lot of these sleds was home built. That's just the way it was. You just got out your welding rods and started welding.
I wouldn't have a clue where or how to start. The man is a whole lot smarter than me in that respect.
And a lot of them was welded with a stick welder, you know, one welding rod at a time, not a roll of this wire.
Right.
Yeah. Here we go. Josh Hooker with his 1135 Massey.
Green light. Give her the juice and away we go. He's working it for the 150 mark, and there it is. Struggling to hit 175, and I don't think he's going to make it.
Boy, it gets tough right there. You know, Randy, we got to give Andrew Dudich a lot of credit, too. He's been videoing this thing for the whole time. Everybody gets to watch him.
Yes.
If you're streaming live, you can see all this. He does a great job.
To WITYradio.com right now, you could be watching this live anywhere in the world.
In the world.
Think about that.
That is amazing. Just amazing. Speaking of amazing, here we got John Craig. Speaking of Chrisman Farm Center, he was at Chrisman Farm Center for all these years.
Yes, sir.
And now he's got this 1150 Massey that he's been playing with a little bit, so he still wants to play around a little bit. And he kind of likes that V8 Perkins. Massey 1150 come out with a 510 V8 Perkins, and you put a turbocharger on him, and she just kind of wakes him up right up then.
We'll see what old John can do with that.
I bet John's ready with this one.
I believe he pulled that one through here last year.
Yes, he did. I believe he might have just had a birthday, unless it's coming up yet, but I think he just had one.
He just had one not too long ago. I'd tell you how old he is, but I don't want him to get mad at me.
Here we go. John Craig from Chrisman.
Coming up on the 200-foot mark, and there it goes. He's over 200. Closing in on 250. There's 250. 275. Aiming for 300. It's a struggle to get there. He's close, but not quite.
Boy, fire-breathing Perkins right there. I tell you what, that baby was really running.
Did you hear that one laughing as it went by? It was going, ha, 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 ha.
298.47, 298.47 for John Craig on that 1150 Massey Ferguson. Good pull there, John. Now we got Carly Coon driving the D21.
I think we lost you there a second. What's he driving?
Carly is going to be driving the D21.
Oh, the D21. All right.
She's going to show Chris how to do it.
That it. Is this our last one for the evening?
We got one more.
One more. 2 to go.
I thought it was 1 for the money, 2 to get ready, and 3 to go. You said there was
1
2
for the
to
money,
go.
2 for the show, 3 to get ready. Now go, Cat, go.
That's what I thought.
But don't you step on.
Oh, by blue suede shoes.
Thank you very much, Carl Boer, or Russell Perkins, whichever you want to go by.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
That's Elvis Boer.
Yeah, just get the good looking one. Yeah.
Does it look good?
There you go.
Really? See, that helps when you're in the picture, actually.
You bet.
Okay, here we go. D21 Alice Chalmers. Now, the very first D21s did not come out with a turbocharger. It wasn't until about a year or so later they come out with turbochargers.
So you think it was a good afterthought then?
Yes.
Okay.
Because they sold a lot of tractors then for a D21.
Did you ever own
of
one?
No, a lot of 6 and 7 bottom plows went behind them. No, we had a 220 Alice once upon a time, which was an older brother of a D21.
Okay.
D21. So we had a 220 for a little while.
What
I wish
happened?
we had it back.
Yeah, what happened to it?
Traded it off.
Oh, traded it off?
Yeah.
You didn't wreck it or anything
No.
like that?
Oh, we always took utter care of our tractors.
The best care
The
anywhere.
best care of the world. Here we go. Chris showing how to get it done. Carly's going to get her in gear. In the right gear.
The smoke rolls and we're underway. Got that 8 mile per hour speed limit. He's hitting about 7 right now. Not quite, but close to 7. Closing in on the 200-foot mark. And there it goes, 200 feet.
See, look at the pan of the sled right there.
Yeah, look at that. Past 250.
A lot
Stretching
of
for 275.
friction.
He's got it. Say what?
It's a lot of friction there. That's what you call friction.
That's a bunch.
Yes. The irresistible force and the immovable object, there's kind of those two things together right there.
But as you see, one of them won because
That's
we
right.
come to a stop.
It always does.
Yes, sir.
According to the theory.
That's what they say.
Okay, she pulls. Carly goes 283.40. 283.40.
And as Larry and company back that sled into position, a one a more a time, we have reached our final puller for the evening.
Yeah, we get the 806 revved up here, and good job there, Turbo.
Hey, once again, don't forget to be sure and attend the Chrisman area truck and tractor pull scheduled for the weekend of September 8th and 9th, a Saturday and a Sunday. They have all kinds of hooks scheduled for you on Saturday as well as Sunday. In fact, on Sunday, Larry Stephen, our sled operator this evening, will have this sled right down there at Chrisman. He won't be there Saturday. He'll be there Sunday for us. That's at Chrisman, September 8th and 9th. Trying to reach that 200-foot mark. He's close. I think he'll get it. There he is, 200 feet. Striving for 225. He's got that. 230. Trying for 240, but not quite.
That's all she wrote. 237.97. 237.97. We'll give you the rundown on that in just a minute.
Once again, big thanks to the good people at Farm Credit Illinois, one of our sponsors of the Barnyard Tractor Pool this evening. Wiffles Hybrids, thank you very much for your participation. This could not have happened without you. Chrisman Farm Center. Stop in there and take a look at their line of Massey Ferguson products along Route 1 on the southeast edge of Chrisman. And thank you, First Farmers Bank and Trust. All wonderful sponsors in the WITY Barnyard Tractor Pool. Russell, how'd this last category wind up?
Well, here we got it. Ashley got it all written down. The first one, that John Deere 4620 of Dennis Grove, first place. Excuse me. Number 2 went to John Craig on his 1150 Massey. Number 3 went to Carly Coon on that D21. Number 4 with the pull you just saw, Stan Seaman on his 806. And number 5 went to Josh Hooker on his 1135 Massey.
If you have money coming, be sure you show up back here at the auction trailer behind the announcer's booth and get what you have coming to you. To everyone who attended here this evening, thank you so very much. We want to thank, I believe, Ashley. We want to thank Emily for helping us keep track of the time. To Larry and